Yobachi 2007 for Men's Mind State and Cultural Reviews. So, as you know, we've been doing this series on where have the men gone and why they're not coming back. And as a part of our 3,000 subscriber celebration, we talked about this Brian Coberger situation as well and the kind of guy he devolved into and how we want to make sure that even at a lesser degree, men aren't devolving into that. And that was part of that discussion. And we're using that video to go back over why the men have gone away, because a lot of what reason why men have gone away and why they're not coming back is because they've dealt with this the rejection by women to such a degree where some response has been to go into a hole, retreat from society, and allow society and women in particular to dictate to men their self worth and their participation in society. I think it's crazy to let women decide for you that you're going to not have a sex life, that you're going to give up on any dreams or thoughts you've had. I've heard men talk about, for instance, like, I wanted to have a wife and kids, and I kind of held out hope, and then around 35, I just gave up hope and I stopped bothering with women, and now I'm just choosing my peace. But you're not having the kids and family that you wanted, so you're giving up your dreams and desires by allowing women to dictate your life to you. And so my position is that is a ridiculous way to go about things. That instead, here at Men's Mind State and Cultural Reviews, we're a different kind of channel. We're going to offer solutions for men. And so I want to talk about how men should address life. And we're going to use this Koberger circumstance as a part of deriving some lessons from it. So I'm going to play a little bit of a video that I did before on him, and then um, we're going to talk more about this, or we're going to kind of look at the video that we did for the 3,000 subscriber celebration, some selected clips out of that, as well as out of this video that's going to make these points about how men should be determining their life path for themselves. And if you can't get cooperation with women here in the West, there's basically two things you can do. You can either gain leverage that you're in the best position to where you can drive the bargain and get the women to get on your program to get your desired outcome, or you should stop dealing with women in the West and go elsewhere where there is a more abundance of feminine women who are willing to get on a man's program, who want to be wives, who want to have families, and you get what you need that way. Either way, you should not, though, be devolving into going into a hole and allowing your life outcomes to be dictated by women or society at large. Let's start this off.
We have breaking news. The Monroe County native accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students has accepted a plea deal.
Wow, so this Brian Koberger has pled guilty today. This is just coming out a couple hours ago. Okay, so that was the day it came out. Now, with that, I want to move forward to a certain point, and we're going to hear from here. That you should not be basing your life and your self-esteem, your manhood on how women in this society relate to you, right? You should not have this feeling that you are, if women aren't, especially attractive women that you want, aren't responding to you the way that you want, that you should then be going into a black hole and kind of living in despair because women aren't accepting you, right? What you should be doing is discovering and determining what your purpose is as a man so that you can move forward with developing yourself in all aspects of your manhood, from your physical, your mental, your financial, and coming up with basically and determining who you want to be as a man. I would say spiritual is actually the most important. But that's a bigger sell for me to put forward on that. But some of the more just practical things that you could be focusing on is coming up with the life philosophy of who you want to be as a man. You develop your world and you develop a sense of excellence, not spend all your time, if you have fun playing video games as an outlet, but not spending all your time devolving into a world of fantasy and make believe and play, but rather developing yourself as a man and developing your own world. Then you will find that women will come to you, and the world will begin to come to you, rather than you trying to fit the world and being in despair that you don't fit and that you're not accepted and that you're not this and you're not that. Instead of going into despair about what you're not, you should be focused on becoming what you are, what you want to be, and who you should be. And that starts with focusing in on making a decision about what your philosophy is as to who you want to be as a man, and then focusing on developing yourself into that man, which means determining your purpose and then focusing on effectuating that purpose. Wise words from a wise man. Yeah, I definitely agree with myself on that. So yeah, you should be developing your own life philosophy, and then uh, charting your course and your path to effectuate and see that life philosophy come to pass. So we're going to take a look at some of the other commentary that I had during the 3,000 subscriber celebration. I've on top of the 3,000 subscribers plus that I now have, I also got monetization since that celebration live video. You can go watch the whole live video. Just click the live tab on my page and check out the entire video and what all we had to say there during that. Like I think it was about 28-minute video about various pieces of different things about why men have gone away and are not returning, not just this kind of Coberger situation and derived lessons from that. But let's listen to the part where we did derive lessons about Coberger now. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment, go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can come back for more. It'll really help me out with the algorithm and help this channel to grow and keep getting this message out to you. Like and subscribe. Thanks. But yeah, Kohlberger just started. He went to I think the deepest end of things, but he has sociopathic tendencies, so that's part of the problem with him. So for most guys, you're not going to go to this extent, right? Because you're not a sociopath. But a lot of men fall into a lesser degree of the same situation where they decide that, all right, so women don't like me. I'm not getting the results out of society that I want. So I'm going to go into a hole. I'm just going to play video games all day. I'm going to get fat and chubby, and I'm just going to allow my life to devolve into nothingness, and I'm just going to retreat from society altogether. And I'm not going to be involved in any kind of way. I'm just going to give up on ever having a family. I'm not even going to satisfy my sexual needs. I'm just not going to be involved at all. And my kind of point is, and what I promote to men is that you shouldn't allow women to drive you into that. You shouldn't allow women to drive you to a point where you make the decision that you're not going to go after what you want in life or go after any of your dreams. Instead, what you should be doing is building yourself up to be the best man that you could be, where you will have leverage to gain the things out of life that you want to gain. And though you might not immediately, it's something as simple as, okay, you go hit the gym or you get the next job and your money increases a little bit, and then all of a sudden everything just starts coming to you. No, but there's a process to it, and it's a continuous process that you have to improve yourself on all fronts. The greater you improve yourself, the greater confidence you have, the better you look, the healthier and stronger and fitter you are, the more you're working on developing yourself financially, not just immediately, but a long-term financial growth and prospects. The better position of leverage you put yourself in to drive the ship. And rather than retreating from society because of these women, you should be leaning forward on building yourself up so that you have your position of leverage in society. And so then you could either uh, deal with the women who are willing to get on program that are here in the West, where you will have a position of leverage, where you can move women to get on program, where you can stand with confidence, not put up with any of their foolishness, state your position, your standards, your program, and you either demand that they cooperate or you walk away. And that's one of the main things that men have to develop: the power to walk away. It's like one of the greatest negotiation tools. If you look at people who do high price, high volume negotiations for major assets, what they'll tell you is the power to walk away is one of your greatest pieces of leverage. This goes likewise in relationships with women or in any other kind of thing that you're negotiating in life, quite frankly.
of any kind of value of substance. Your ability and willingness to walk away and not bow and kowtow to a woman just to keep her around. If a woman, she's not getting on program, if she's not the type of woman that you really want, you should be quite willing to let her go. You shouldn't be sticking around for disrespect. And I've told this story a few times. I exercised this power in my own life a few years ago, where I was dating this chick. Again, she was one of the, as far as, especially as far as body goes, one of the baddest chicks I had ever been with. And but we really did have a connection on one level, but I think she was like bipolar, quite frankly. And she had this kind of nasty streak underneath. She was really sweet when she wanted to be, but she also had this nasty streak underneath, and she just kept on with the mouth and talking to me crazy and starting these arguments for no reason. And that last night when I went over to her house to see her, and trying to see what was up with her, what's going on, and she's giving me attitude off the top. I'm like, hey, I'm here to see you, and you got an attitude. And she said something slick one last time, and it was the last time. And I turned and walked away from her while she was talking. She started saying, "Oh, I didn't mean to," and I just kept going. And the willingness to let go of something that we had a really strong connection. I really wanted that to work, but in the end, I want my respect and dignity more than I want anything from any woman. So when you walk away from that kind of foolishness, you gain your power as a man, and you have the opportunity to continue to until you find the one that is going to get on program. And I came to after that be able to acquire women who were willing to follow lead, who were willing to be in order, who want that leadership. And I'm even quicker now to put my foot down, check any foolishness off top. I was letting a little bit slide in that situation until I got to the point where I wasn't letting it slide anymore. But now it's just off top. I don't let it slide to begin with. And that's kind of something you can build and establish with yourself, to where you're going to build yourself up to get the kind of women you want if you stay on point with that. And dudes are doing what they need to do to build themselves up and position themselves in life. So you position yourself in life, you'll be happier when you're on your purpose, doing things for you. You'll be happier with your life in general. You'll be more confident, stronger, and happier with yourself. And then on top of that, you'll be in, well, the next thing is you'll be in better financial position. For first of all, you won't be wasting your money on scallywags, investing your funds in these women on these dates, and some of you suckers paying their bills and all this other sucking nonsense when that money should be going into your investment account. You could be gaining interest and making money from that money instead of throwing that money away on complete liability for some useless scallywag who's been ran through by Tom, Dick, Harry, Jerry, two Marcuses, John, Jameis, three Michaels, Lenny, Lucas, Paul, George, and all the rest of the apostles and everybody else on the block. And you're spending money running behind them, doing their bidding. It's crazy. So you'll be happier with yourself. You'll have a more content life. You'll be in financial better position. That where if you get into situations like where I got laid off last year, and it still wasn't a problem for me because I had myself financially set up correctly, and then I just moved on up. I went from a dip down for a second, and then I jumped back up, making way more money. And then once I had the two contracts, I was really making money out of the frame for a quick minute. For like 6 months there to that one of those contracts, the part time one just ended at the end of June here. But I'm still making cheddar. I'm still making more money on the other job that I still have left by itself than I've ever made on one job before, even without the extra contract. And then what you'll find is when you have all these things in place, you have leverage. Not only do you attract better women, but you find that you will have better relationships that meet your needs, not you just only doing for her. If you have everything else lined up for yourself, and you won't find yourself being a sucker, worried about, oh, is this the last best chance I'll get? No, you won't care. There's always another one around the corner. You'll know and understand that. And even if there's not, you won't be willing to take the disrespect regardless. Really appreciate y'all coming through. Check out the channel. Check out the dearth of videos. I think I provide something a little bit more than the average channel in the men's space. I really get into some analytical pieces. You can see my pieces on Coberger and on Diddy, where I take lessons for men, lessons for the common man from these situations. You probably won't find anything else like that out on the web. And then, like I said, we've got other videos. The most recent one today, where we're roasting this old chick trying to tell older men what they should like and what their desires should be. And we just have a good time for 8.5 minutes roasting that foolishness. So you get both some comedy and fun along with some in-depth analysis to really help you. And I think that separates men's mind state and cultural reviews from pretty much any other channel. Check me out, and I'll catch you on the next one. You're watching 2007 at Men's Mind State Cultural Reviews. Peace.
If you wouldn't mind taking a moment, go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can come back for more. It'll really help me out with the algorithm and help this channel to grow and keep getting this message out to you. Like and subscribe. Thanks.